Hi everyone and welcome. Welcome to video number 9 of the Money Circle series. And this is the last video of the series. And it's been an amazing series so far. I've had people write in and tell me how much money they have created in these 9 weeks, which with using the tools from the Money Circle video series and the clearing calls that I have shared so far. And also, there have been a lot of people who wrote into me telling me about their despair and about how no matter what they do, their money situation is not changing. So this video is actually for everyone, and and my desire is that the tools that I share in this video will give you that breakthrough that you finally require to change not only your money situation but any other situation in your life. And this is going to be a slightly longer video than normal, so just bear with me. So the first thing, there are actually 4 things I'm going to talk about today. But the first thing is something that I heard Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, speak in one of the classes I attended with him. And what he said was that I never take no as an answer to anything. And he went on to say that no matter what is going on, he never takes no for an answer. And he keeps creating and creating and creating on it. So what if you never took no as an answer? And no matter, how much you're working towards it, and no matter that it's not even happening in the moment, if you never took no for an answer, I wonder what that would change in your universe. And I'd like to share with you a little story here. And this is something just yesterday, one of my friends called me, and she has been going through a challenging time in her relationship with her husband, and they're thinking about separating and getting divorced. So one of the things that her husband did was that he changed the code for the safe in which they keep all their documents. And she's got some really important documents inside that safe that she wanted to retrieve, and he was not willing to give it to her. So she has been playing around with the tools of access consciousness. And what she did was that she just went into question, which is one of the tools that I've shared with you so far. And she just went to, what if I put the code for the safe? And she's been in this question in an energy of play for a few days. She has had no expectations of it, and it's just like she's been playing with it. And so she said, yesterday as I was driving, I just, happened to see the number plate of the car that we have. And it just popped into her head that maybe that could be the code to the safe. And she went and she punched in that number, and the safe opened. So here's an example of not being willing to take no for an answer. So no matter what it was, what if you were not willing to take no as an answer? And what if you knew that something else was always possible? So the first thing I want to share with you is never take no, okay? Never take no. No matter what it is, no matter how bad things are in your life, never take no, okay? The second thing is that all those things which you think are not changing, and which you look at it and you just feel depressed, or you just feel this sense of no hope over there, what if you were to look at those things, and of what if you were to be a demand? So being a demand is not about demanding from the universe that, universe, you have to give me this. The demand is actually from yourself. So what energy, space, and consciousness do you have to be or do different for that situation to change for you. Now, most of the time, what we do is we want things to change in a little way and only in the way that we want it to change. But what if you were willing for it to change in whatever way it could change? So if you become this energy of demand, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, no matter what I have to do, no matter what I have to lose, I am going to make sure that this changes. And what energy can I be or do different to make sure that this changes? When you're willing to be a demand, then that thing will totally, definitely change for you. That's the second thing. The first thing is never take no. Second thing is be the demand. The third thing is conclusions and judgments. So most of the time what happens is we are asking for change to show up, and we are like, we have all these conclusions and judgments in place about how that change has to show up and when the change has to show up. It's almost like, if you were to plant a seed and then you go and water the seed, and every day you're digging the soil to check if the seed has grown. That's what conclusion and judgment do. So if you're digging the seed every single day, is the seed ever going to grow? So conclusion and judgment are the two things which will kill whatever you're asking for right away. In one of the recent classes, I heard Gary say that conclusion and judgment are the law of attraction. So whatever you conclude and whatever you judge, you're making sure that you're attracting that into your life. Now, is that really what you would like to do? So what if instead of conclusion and judgment, you were to go to question, what would it take for this to show up? And even if, you have these conclusions and judgments show up, what would it take for these conclusions and judgments to go away and destroy and uncreate times gazillion all those conclusions? No matter what is going on, what if you were to keep going to question? And I know that this is a little challenging. This could be one of the hardest things that you've ever done, but this is just like a muscle. So it's like every time you find yourself going into conclusion or judgment, you can either destroy and uncreate it, or you could like say, oh, I'm going into conclusion and judgment, never mind, what else can I choose here? What else is possible here? So it's like a muscle that you have to build and you have to build and you have to keep practicing it all the time. Okay? That's the third thing. And the fourth thing is whatever you are asking for, don't have a vested interest in it. Because if you're projecting at it, if you have expectations from it, if you have like a vested interest in it, what's going to happen is you're going to kill it off again. So every day when you look at whatever you're asking for, destroy and uncreate everything that you're asking for, and destroy and uncreate all your projections, expectations, separations, rejections, and judgments about that project or about that thing now and in the future, and destroy and uncreate all the vested interests that you have in it. So it's not that you're destroying and uncreating the project, but actually, to be honest, you are destroying and uncreating the project so that it can show up way greater than you could ever have imagined. Because only by destroying and uncreating it, you're allowing it to create itself way greater than what you could have imagined. Okay? So let me repeat the four things over again. Never take no. The second thing is be a demand, and the demand is not from the universe but from yourself. What energy, space, and consciousness can you be or do different for that thing that you're asking for to show up? Number three is destroy and uncreate all your judgments and conclusions and keep going to question and keep asking what else is possible, what else is possible that you haven't even considered. And every day destroy and uncreate that whole project, and destroy and uncreate all your projections, expectations, separations, rejections, and judgments around it. Now, these are the four things, and there's just one more thing that I have to say over here. So today in the morning, when I woke up, I actually sat down and I made a list, and I said to myself, what are all those things which I think are never going to change in my life? Okay, and I actually wrote down all those things. And as I was looking at each one of those things, I applied all these 4 points that I just shared with you here. And as I was applying those 4 points to each one of those things, I had awareness that everything is possible and everything can be changed. So that's the last little tip I would like to leave you with. Write down all those things you think are never ever going to change, and apply this 4-step process to it and see what shows up. And I would love to hear your comments on this. So please like this video if you like it, and leave your comments below in the comment box. And one last thing. So this week is the last video of the Money Circle series. So please do come on the clearing call, which we will have on Wednesday evening for North America, and Thursday morning for Australia and India and Europe. Please ask your questions, and what else is possible, and how much, what else is possible that we haven't yet considered. Thank you so much.